This is Real Estate Top Performers. I'm Josh Greene. I'm here with Lou Viva.
Vivas.
Vivas.
Yes, Lou
from
Vivas.
Pura Vida. No, it's
Viva the Life Properties
Viva the Life.
here in Washington, D.C. And, we actually earlier spoke about the whole trend, which is of couples purchasing homes prior to getting married.
or not being married, just being a couple. Let's get it right. Because
Yeah.
they're not engaged.
So,
she
yeah.
did make that mistake today.
She did.
You know.
She did. Yeah. You don't have to be. So a lot of people actually, they're roommates. They love each other. They figure, hey, why am I going to continue to pay rent when I can go ahead and buy my own house and invest in something with someone whom I care about?
Well, also, if you're a girl, make sure the guy's got good credit and he gets on the loan and you're only on the deed, right? So what is the benefit to that?
The benefit to the girl is huge, but the benefit to the guy is non-existent.
I think it's a detriment to the guy.
It's a detriment to the guy. So if you're really honestly making a decision like that, you should probably both be on a mortgage.
Because if you have a bad night, she could come home and walk out and leave you at the house, and you got to stick there with that mortgage, and she has no liability.
Zero liability, that's correct. And honestly, the more liability the two of you have in the property, the odds are, you're more incentivized to hopefully work things out.
Yeah, that's an even better one.
That's
you got her locked down. She can't just leave you because you had a bad night or you kissed the wrong girl or did something like that.
Yeah, it's true.
I actually was married and she wasn't on the loan. She wasn't on title. And when we went to get divorced, she left me with the house.
Wow.
And I kept going to her, go take the house. She's like, no, you can keep it because it was underwater. So I know exactly what you mean. It's pretty prevalent nowadays because the home prices are so high, people can't afford it, especially in Montgomery County and DC. I mean, what's the starter house in DC?
Oh my God,
just 500,000
easily. Easily.
And most
for
people,
a condo.
Out of college can't afford that. I
Yeah.
mean, what did you make when you first got out of college? I made like 60,000 maybe.
Yeah,
if
barely.
I was lucky.
Barely, 40, 45. something
Yeah,
like
so
that.
you need somebody, whether it's a girlfriend or just another guy friend, to maybe afford your first house to get you in that market.
That's right. And so the question is, now that you're buying a property, how are you going to buy the property to protect yourself? There's a lot of different ways to buy it.
What?
Could you explain, like in terms of ways to hold title?
So you could have tenants in common, or tenants by entirety, or tenants in common, or what was the other one? I forgot.
Common, entirety, and joint tenancy. Joint tenancy, correct.
So tenants by entirety is husband and wife, which you can't do if you're not married.
Right.
Tenants in common, you can do it with being friends, and there's rights of survivorship. And tenants by entirety, or joint tenancy, is where you both hold ownership, and you have to have a will to pass the ownership to other people in your family.
Yeah, it automatically, you're a family member or whoever you choose to immediately inherits that property. So entirety, like you said, is for a married couple, which is kind of like the two become one. So it's one entity, which is that couple. It's honestly the most protected form of ownership.
But you have to be married.
But you have to be married. Okay, exactly.
So we can't be married.
Yeah.
Or maybe we can in DC.
In DC you could, but I don't like you that much. So, I like you.
Gee,
but not
thanks,
that
man.
much. And then common. What's nice about tenants in common is that you also have right of survivorship. But you can. The thing about it is a lien can be placed on the property, like a tax lien, for instance,
For the other person.
For the other person, yeah.
And you're still responsible for it. So that's not really a great
It's
type
not
of
the
way.
best model.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about joint tenancy is that if, for instance, if you put 60% down and I put 40% down, we can own. You can keep
own
your
40%. I can keep my 60%.
And so if something happens to me, or if we decide to part ways,
you can pay me the 40%, or you can pay me the 60%.
It's already laid out. It's clear.
There's no arguing.
There's no argument, but there is a problem with that as well, and the problem is taxes.
Yes.
Transfer and recordation. You want to explain that?
Well, if you guys end up, waking on the wrong side of the bed one day and you want to separate, you're going to have to pay 50% of the transfer taxes on the assessed value of the property to take you off the title. And the other problem is if you guys get a loan together, you got to refinance that loan to buy the other person out. So, you're really making a commitment, really just to get married, or to be together with that person for a long period of time, or until you sell the house.
That's right. Now, honestly, like maybe 90% of the clients that I've worked with are not married when they purchase homes. And I'm glad to say
How
that
many of them did get married?
a lot of them actually. And I'm glad to say that, you know, as far as I can tell so far, most of those couples are doing great. But that's not always the case. That's not always the case. And when you're
So what happens when they aren't doing well? What do you do then?
exactly.
Are you looking for another house with them, or are you trying to get them out of the loan?
This is where working with a team that kind of like will really take care of you is so important. So for instance, if I'm working with title attorney, a lender, we can go in and kind of really help them through that very, very difficult process.
Which could be probably just as easy as selling the property and moving on.
It could.
Real estate top performers, like, share, and subscribe if you like our content. Even if you don't like our content, like, share, and subscribe.
That's
you have
right.
an Instagram thing?
We do. Viva the Life DC. Please like it and share it. Also on Facebook, Viva the Life DC as well. Viva the Life.
Pura Vida. Live the good life.
That's right.
Call Lou right away.
Thank you.